Hey, welcome back everybody, 6foot Hacks here and I have for you guys today another Showdown live, and this time it is going to be in 7th Gen UU Alpha. For those of you who don't know, actually by the time this goes up you guys should know that UU Alpha is currently on Pokemon Showdown, and if you weren't around for ORAS UU, then you guys may not know that early in the generation when the lower tiers are kind of made up, it's, if I'm not mistaken, OU is considered like the 50 most used Pokemon, and then from 50 down is what's considered UU, and then from there there's another cutoff point that is considered like RU, then so on and so on until you get down to PU. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these are the Pokemon that are like numbers 51 to below that were not used in OU, which is why there's like so many crazy, stupid, broken things right now in UU Alpha. I'm pretty sure in a couple of weeks things will get a little bit better, but right now there's like so many broken, crazy things to abuse, and I definitely want to use them. So make sure to hit the like button, guys. One like can definitely go a long way. Also make sure to answer the question of the day, which I think is a pretty interesting one, because I've been saying that some ORAS OU Pokemon could definitely turn out to be UU in 7th Gen, so I'm kind of interested to see what ORAS OU Pokemon you guys think may end up UU as the tier grows and as the tier gets more settled in. But yeah, anyways, you've been able to see my team. I literally just got 6 offensive threats. We got Big Black Kyurem with the Icy Watch right here, nice Sub Roost with the Ice Beam and Fusion Bolt. Next off we have Z Power, Normium, Z Happy Hour Jirachi. Oh my god, I can't say the name, but this thing is actually crazy. You guys will just see what Happy Hour does with Normium Z. If you don't know what it does, you guys may be in for an interesting surprise. Next up we have good old Pony Power Specs Keldeo, which still hits like an absolute monster. We have good old AV Big Bird. We got nice and powerful Horsepower. Why do I, what, hello, what was that? And then we have good old Vicente here. Of course, those of you who followed my UCL Season 2 run, you will remember Horsepower the Terrakion and Vicente the Victini. Nice and Choice Bandit, about to claim some souls with VQ8. So yeah, like I said, just a very hyper offensive based team, and I'm really excited to show you guys how crazy and broken 7th Gen UU is right now in the alpha stage. So let's get this started. Alright, so we got the first matchup here, and ooh, nice little Salamence here, Alola Raichu. I haven't ran into an Alola Raichu yet, but it looks like Keldeo can definitely put in a lot of work against him. If I'm able to get my Kyurem behind a substitute, that'll definitely put in a lot of work as well. Regardless though, the lead for this team is definitely Terrakion, because I will be able to just get up my rocks right away. Actually, this is a little bit bad because he could definitely go for the Earthquake, so I think I'm going to take the chance to get on my rocks before he's able to break my sash with EQ and then knock me out with the Ice Shard. This isn't a horse. It is. It's been a horse since 5th Gen. This man has not been around. So he's definitely going to be able to knock me out with the Ice Shard here, most likely is what he's going to want to go for. I almost want to switch out. Mamoswine is a bit of an issue to this squad, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem, as I'm just going to go ahead and go for the close combat. Why do you keep talking? That's been a common set since 6th Gen, and even in 5th Gen. Just, these people don't know, man. These people don't know. So what I can do here is probably just bring in my Vicente and go for the U-turn is what I'm thinking. Unfortunately, Kyurem can't really do much damage back to him. And then Keldeo, actually Keldeo could maybe burn him with the Scald. I almost want to bring in Keldeo instead of bringing in Victini. Then this way I can potentially burn him or get off a huge amount of damage and hopefully prevent him from getting up the rocks. So it's a good thing I decided to go straight for the rocks and not go for taunt, as he should just get dropped down into his sash with this Skull. There's a good chance we can burn him, potentially no, as unfortunately he's going to go for the Endeavor. That actually kind of sucks, because it would have been nice to knock him out, but it's okay. We are down 4-6, but we're still in a pretty good scenario because the rest of our team can pretty much deal with him. I'm not sure why he didn't take the chance to get up rocks. Maybe he's got rocks on Infernape. That will make sense, I assume. I guess that would make sense. I'm not sure. But should be able to just bring in Tornadus here, as he's going to bring in the Raichu. There is a chance that this could be Zoroark, although I highly doubt it. And I think I'm just gonna go for knockoff, considering that we should be able to live any move this thing wants to go for. And it just died! I almost went for the U-turn. I almost went for the U-turn. Good thing I did not, though, as in comes a Zoroark, obviously because that did not take 25%. This is definitely going to be a Zoroark, so I want a superpower here, although I don't know if we can knock him out in one hit. Hold on. Tornadus. So superpower should just straight nuke him here as, is it? Yeah, as down goes the Zoroark. So Tornadus already being able to put us in a favorable position. We were down 6-4, and now we are up 4-3 as in comes the Milotic. Milotic is a bit of an issue because I don't exactly have a safe switch into this, although I do know Victini can easily chew one Scald, as he actually ends up making a very bad play there and going for the Ice Beam. If I knew he was going for the Ice Beam, I would have brought in my Kyurem. But what I can do here is safely just go for the Bolt Strike, I think. Although at the same time, I kind of want to go for the U-turn because I don't really want him to get a free switch into the Salamence. Although Mence is still going to take decent damage from Bolt Strike if he decides to bring it in. So either way, we're able to get off a huge amount of damage on this Milotic, as unfortunately, he does end up getting fully paralyzed. And I think this is my chance to bring in Kyurem here. As long as he doesn't burn me, we should be fine. We should be fine. And I should be able to substitute here. So I was kind of hoping that maybe he would have got paralyzed there, but it's not that big of an issue as we are going to be able to take this hit. Then Fusion Bolt is still going to be doing enough damage to where we should be able to beat this Milotic 1v1. Yeah, so if he gets paralyzed here, that's going to be really great. Unfortunately, though, he is going to be able to break my sub. It's not a problem, though. It's not a problem, though. We will be able to set up another substitute. And man, I really love Kyurem Black, man. I never really get to use it much, but this thing is an absolute monster, especially right now. I think that people should definitely abuse this while it is in UU, because I definitely do not see this staying in the tier. If I'm not mistaken, I think somebody told me that Dragonite was actually UU too, so I may do a live with Dragonite in UU. I've said this since like before Sun and Moon came out, that Dragonite very well could end up UU in 7th Gen. So I think that's one of the Pokemon that will end up in Sun and Moon UU, possibly. So in comes the Infernape. I'm just going to go straight for the Fusion Bolt. I really don't care if he wants to Flare Blitz me. He's not going to be doing too much damage to me otherwise. I guess what I could have done as well was probably gone for the, what's it called, the substitute, just to rack up a bit of damage on him. But by bringing in Victini here, if anything, I will be able to make himself get knocked out by the recoil from his Flare Blitz, and in this case, it will be a double down. So that's not too bad, because I can force him to go for the Dragon move with Salamence with my Kyurem. This way, my Jirachi is not intimidated, and then with Jirachi, I should be able to go for the Z Happy Hour and then go from there. So I'm going to bring in Kyurem here. Yes, I know he's going to bring in the Mence, but this is fine because I will be able to prevent him from getting the Intimidator off on my Jirachi, and then Ice Beam will be able to nuke him if for some reason I am able to outspeed him. So, as you can see, man, Kyurem just put the team on his back. A little upset I didn't get to show off Jirachi, but maybe in the next matchup. Oh, I just checked my audio, and I was really hoping that the mic was picking up my audio, and luckily it was, so let's go get another one. So we got this matchup here, and I really don't like Delmise, man. Delmise is actually a bit of a nuisance to this squad because of its typing, and then it gets a rapid spin too. So because I don't have a ghost type, I can't stop it from spinning, although it shouldn't be that big of a problem to hopefully just pressure him. As he ends up leading off with the Keldeo, I'm just gonna go ahead and get on my rocks as I lose the speed tie, and then he gets the burn, so we're already off to an absolutely amazing start. I don't it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I could see him wanting to try and bring in the Scizor here, so I think I may pull a double switch into my Keldeo, because there's no reason he should want to stay in here. And now what I can do is just click Hydro Pump, I think, because we're choice specs, and this is going to be nuking whatever comes in. I don't care if you're a Delmise, it's still going to take a solid amount of damage unless, you know, we miss. So that is a little bit annoying because now he just gets to spin, and we're not in a good scenario as he's going to bring in the Necrozma. We're choice banded as we do a solid amount of damage to him, so I'm going to go for one more as we're going to be able to knock him out. Would have been nice to hit that Hydro Pump and weaken Delmise, but I mean, it's not that big of an issue because we can still kind of deal with it accordingly. It's just going to be a little bit annoying to pivot around. as in comes a Scizor, and he's going to go for the U-turn. I really thought he would go for the pursuit there. I thought he was going to pursuit trap me. Unfortunately, though, we do lose our Victini, but it shouldn't be that bad for us as Thundurus comes in, and what I can do here is just bring in Kyurem. I don't really care if he does go for the T-Wave. We should be able to chew one Focus Blast and then in return knock him out as he's going to switch into the Keldeo. So I could have gone for the Ice Beam there. Not Ice Beam, sorry, but I could have gone for the substitute there. But I mean, it's really not that big of an issue, seeing as his best move to still go for is going to be the Secret Sword unless he does predict me to switch out. And thankfully, he didn't burn me this time. So I want to say that just going for knockoff here is my better play to do, because he doesn't really have a safe switch into this as he turns out to be Scarfed. What? Why are you Scarfed? Okay. I was not expecting him to be Scarfed. But either way, I'm just going to Hurricane here. As we do manage to hit a Hurricane, which is really great, and we catch the incoming Thundurus, so I'm a little bit concerned that he could go for the Thunder Wave or the T-Bolt here, as he does T-Wave, so I want to say that going for substitute here is by far my better move to do, because we'll be behind a sub against the Keldeo, and as long as we don't get paralyzed, we should be fine. And luckily we're able to get up behind a substitute, so as long as we don't get paralyzed, we should be good, and this should knock him out. So down goes the Keldeo. That is one less thing that we have to worry about now, as in comes the Scizor, which it still would have been nice to have my Victini, but I mean, it's not really that big of a problem. So him going for U-turn here is probably his better play to do, knowing that I'm not going to stay in. So because he didn't Focus Blast my Kyurem, I'm really thinking that he doesn't have it, as in comes the Delmise. I don't know what this even does. Like, what does this do? Can I leave in Keldeo here? No, Keldeo still comes in handy, I think. I'm gonna bring in Tornadus. I don't think he can do anything to Tornadus, can he? Anchor Shot! What? Is that standard? Like, is that a thing that... What? Okay. Well, Knockoff is gonna do a decent amount of damage to him, as he turns out to be Assault Vested. And I want to say that I can maybe bring in my Jirachi here. Although we would bait him to bring in the Thundurus to T-Wave us, we could then just beat it 1v1, I think. Actually, I think a Specs Icy Wind should be able to knock out this Delmise. Yeah, we should be able to knock him out here with this Icy Wind. We're Choice Specs, his Assault Vest is gone. So down goes the Delmise, and this match is really coming down to the wire as in comes the Galissapod. What does this? I don't know what this does. I really don't know what this does. I'm just gonna Icy Wind. I guess that's really the only thing I can do. What? This gets spikes? I did not know that. I did not know this got spikes. Okay. Well, I mean, that shouldn't be that big of an issue, I think. Yeah, because I can still just bring in Jirachi here. And I should be able to win with a combination of my last 3 Mons. And beat his last 3. So he's going to go for the first impression. I'm guessing he doesn't know that that only works on the very first turn. And then he's going to try and Sucker Punch me. And that's not going to work, buddy. It's not going to work at all. And we should be able to chew this Sucker Punch, as he is unfortunately going to get caught with the emergency exit. And now he can indeed bring in the Thundurus to try and stop us, but he's actually going to bring in the Scizor. Very bad play on his part, because we do indeed have the Fire Punch, and down it goes as back comes the Galissapod. I should be able to still Zen Headbutt him here, as that Sucker Punch did way too much damage. And I'm not sure why he didn't just bring in the Thundurus here, because he could have just potentially beat us if he had T-Whip. So as long as we don't get paralyzed here, we should be fine. Unfortunately, though, we do get paralyzed. No! Yes, we live! Come on, come on, come on, come on! I hate this game. Oh, I hate this game. So there is a chance he could still win this. There is a chance he could win this. And we literally just got hacks to death. Okay, so not quite able to redeem ourselves because, you know, bad luck Leo and everything. But we're going to go ahead and get another matchup. So I didn't even lose that match because I got outplayed. I just lost because I got unlucky. Alright, so we got the next matchup here, and hopefully I don't get absolutely unlucky. Let's go get another one. Yeah, so hopefully we can redeem ourselves in this matchup. And this dude has a terrifying Absol and Raikou. Raikou is actually a bit of a nuisance to my team because I don't have a ground type, as he does end up leading off with the Azelf. Much like one of my previous matches, I should be able to just knock him off here and then go for the U-turn and then go from there. So that did 0. What? I don't What? What is going on? I am really confused. What just happened? I don't know what just happened. Okay then. So he skill swapped my Tornadus. That was interesting. I was not expecting him to do that at all. That really just caught me off guard. Well then, that was certainly interesting. So he is going to be able to just revenge kill me here with the Sucker Punch. I almost thought about going for the Stealth Rocks, but obviously that would have been a bad play because then he would have bounced them back to us. But either way, I should be able to just bring in Tornadus here, and then I should be able to knock him out as he's going to bring in the Raikou. Again, this Raikou is a slight issue, but I want to say I can just bring in my Victini here and most likely just go for the V-Create. Like, there's nothing on his team that he's going to want to switch into this. Actually, no, I think U-turning isn't a bad play because I can definitely see him wanting to go for the Volt Switch, then sacking off the Azelf so he can Pursuit Trap me. So by bringing in Vicente here, I probably put him in a scenario where he can't safely go for the Shadow Ball, and honestly, Shadow Balling shouldn't be the play that he does go for, as he's going to go for the T-Bolt, doing a respectable amount of damage to us. I should be able to just bring in Big Black Kyurem with the Icy Watch, and probably just go for the Ice Beam. Actually, could I substitute even? I really want to say I can just go for the substitute. I'm going to substitute here. Yeah, there's nothing that he should be able to do to us, as he stole my Regenerator. So that's just funny. He stole my Regenerator. So in comes the Tornadus, and I'm just gonna go for the Fusion Bolt because I'm pretty sure Fusion Bolt does more damage to Tornadus than what Ice Beam would do. So because he didn't break my sub here, he may want to bring in the Araquanid thinking that I'll go for the Ice Beam. But no, he does bring in the Raikou. That's A-okay considering that Fusion Bolt is still going to do a lot of damage, and then another hit will be able to knock him out. So I really don't want to risk Fusion Bolt potentially getting a low roll. So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam here, as he does bring in the Araquanid. Honestly, this is not even a problem because we do resist anything he wants to go for, and then I can just substitute to see what he does want to go for. As Liquidation is his move of choice, Fusion Bolt should do enough to where it should knock him out, except not, as that does way too much damage. Good lord, that actually did a bit more than I was expecting. So an Ice Beam is going to be enough to knock him out at this range, and I should still be able to pseudo check that Raikou. Yeah, so if I had gone for the Fusion Bolt there instead of going for the Ice Beam, then I would have been able to most likely end up out of this matchup behind a substitute. As in comes the Tornadus, I'm expecting this to potentially have the superpower because that is pretty standard on Tornadus, except that he has Heat Wave, and this is actually not that bad because now I should be able to just safely go for the Hurricane of my own, although if I miss against that Raikou, there's a chance that he's Scarfed. Knockoffing wouldn't be bad either in this, and actually no, I think U-turning is probably my better play, but no! Okay, this is bad. This is actually kind of bad. So I'm probably going to have to sack off Victini here. I'm definitely going to have to sack off Victini here. I really want to say that Kyurem can live a Heat Wave. I'm pretty sure Kyurem can live a Heat Wave. Right? Yeah, I have so many different damage. Why do I have so many tabs of damage calcs open? I need to remember that I only need one. I always do this. I don't know why. It's a bad habit of mine. So yeah, we should be able to easily live one hit, and I'm gonna go for the Roost here just to recover up to a higher amount of HP, as unfortunately he misses, but he shouldn't have done enough. He wouldn't have knocked me out. It doesn't matter. Look, he can go for the Heat Wave again, and it's not... See, look, he wouldn't have knocked me out, but... Saw some justice for my opponent there as he gets the burn with the Heat Wave. Why is there so much hacks? So much hacks. But it's okay, we're still in a favorable matchup here as he misses the play rough. Love Pokemon. Pokemon. That's just funny. Big Black Kyurem, boys, just coming back. So I'm going to go ahead and get one more matchup, guys. One more, and I think we're going to call it alive. So this is most likely going to be our last matchup, and another Charizard. Like, I don't know if this is X or Y. I'm pretty sure I had a matchup earlier where I faced Y. So maybe this could be either or, and it's kind of crazy to know that Charizard X is in this tier, but no Dragonite, which is really great. So we are not going to get wrecked. Looking at leads, Raikou again is going to be a huge nuisance for us going into this matchup. I still just want to lead Terrakion, I think, as unfortunately he decides to lead Gliscor, and there is a chance that he could have rocks on this, so I'm going to go for the taunt, as he actually tries to go for the Toxic. So I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and get up my rocks. Actually, no. Could I just switch out here? Well, no, because getting up rocks will bait him to want to try and Rapid Spin with the... What is this called? Tessarina, I think? Yeah, Serena or Tessarina, I think is how you pronounce it. Either way, though, I should be able to chew anything that he wants to do here. Him going for the Volt Switch is definitely his best play to do, regardless of what I do. So I'm going to go for the Stone Edge. As long as I don't miss on whatever comes in, we should be fine. And he turns out to be Life Orb, so that's good to know. It's good that he's not Scarfed. And in comes a Gliscor, so as long as we don't miss here, we are going to get off a decent little bit of damage on him. Now, I can definitely see him just wanting to try and go for the Earthquake here, but if I bring in my Kyurem behind a Substitute is actually a huge issue for him. So I may just taunt him, this way he can't Toxic my Kyurem. So I really don't care if he does want to go for the Earthquake here. He will knock me out, but in return I can get a free switch into my Kyurem and just get up a more than likely free Substitute and then see what his initial switch into this is. Whether it be the Charizard or his own Kyurem. Kyurem Black is a huge issue to his team, as where his own Kyurem Black is a huge issue to my team. I'm surprised I haven't run into that many Kyurems, honestly. Like, Kyurem seems like it can be a humongous threat right now. So I should be able to easily just 2-hit KO this Azumarill if I'm not able to knock him out here. Unfortunately, don't quite finish him off, but another Fusion Bolt will be able to. I thought about maybe switching into Victini there, but I felt like that would have been a little bit too risky as he brings in his own Kyurem. And like I said, this thing is a huge problem, so I'm gonna make an aggressive switch into my Jirachi as he ends up dragon clawing me, and unfortunately gets a crit. Maybe going for the Z Happy Hour here wouldn't be too bad of a play, because even if he brings in the Gliscor, it's not going to be that big of an issue, because then I can just Iron Head spam him, potentially. So he's going to bring in the Raikou. Now, we are indeed faster than this, because we know that he is not going to be Scarfed. So Zen Headbutt is going to be doing a good amount of damage. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to quite be able to finish him off. And I guess if I really wanted to, I could have gone for the Iron Head instead. That way, I could have flinched him, as opposed to just going for the 40% chance with Zen Headbutt. So he's going to protect. This is fine, because I can still most likely just spam Iron Head against this Gliscor, and that is still doing a good amount of damage. And nice and bad luck there, as we're not able to get the flinch. So Kyurem, I want to say, can still just come back in here. The only problem is that I don't know if we're going to be faster, and then substituting is going to be a real waste, I think. I could bring in Keldeo and probably just go for the Scald, but then at that point we bait him to bring in the Tessarina. So I think honestly bringing in my own Kyurem here is probably my better play to do. Now, it will suck if he goes for the Ice Beam, for the Toxic here, but Ice Beaming is still by far my better move to do. So we're able to just nuke this Gliscor, which is really great. That's one less thing that we have to deal with. Unfortunately, though, he does get a free switch back into his own Kyurem, but Kyurem shouldn't be able to one-shot anything that I have unless he's Bandit or something along those lines. So what do I not need in this matchup right now? I really don't think I need Keldeo. So as much as I don't want to, I may have to sack off Pony Power here. I really... Dude, can you stop? Can you stop critting me, please? Can you stop? So he's going to try and bring in the Tessarina. We're Choice Specs. I really want to say, it just died. It just dropped. So I don't think that mattered, because we could have been able to outspeed him the next turn. So I'm assuming that this Kyurem is indeed Banded and not Scarfed. I really want to say this is Scarfed, so I want to save Keldeo, actually, now that I think about it, because if anything, I can lock myself into Icy Wind against his own Charizard. So I may sack off my Victini here, and then I can well, no. What would be the better play to do? Do I need Tornadus? I feel like Tornadus allows for Charizard to set up a little bit more easier than Victini. So he is going to go for the Dragon Claw, as that is doing so much damage. Why is it doing so much damage? God, this thing is so powerful, and he does turn out to be scarfed, but this is a-okay, because we are going to be able to live any move that he wants to go for, and honestly, I can just safely go for the Bolt Strike here. Like, I lose nothing in doing so, I think. Although Zen Headbutting wouldn't be a bad play either. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt. We can take this one Dragon Claw, go for the Zen Headbutt, knock him out, and then against this Charizard, as long as he doesn't set up, we should be fine. So he does turn out to be Charizard. Why? Doesn't win the Speed Tower. We're going to be able to knock him out. And ladies and gentlemen, ooh, Victini the Dawn just coming through. So good game on that last matchup. So yeah, I really do like this team. It's definitely just a very hyper offensive, aggressive team. But as you can see, Hacks and Dragon Dance Dragonite are the two main problems to this team. Although electric types can be a bit of a nuisance because I don't have a proper counter to them, it's still just one of those teams that you're just supposed to play aggressively with and then make the appropriate double switches as you need to, or the appropriate switches in and out depending on what your opponent does. So Happy Hour Jirachi unfortunately didn't really get to shine much, but this still is a very cool set. When I think I had like my second match and I got swept by this, so I really wanted to try it out. And Big Black Kyurem with that Icy Watch coming through, and Horsepower and Vicente, of course, my mons, my loves from the second season of UCL, and then Big Bird and Pony Power just doing work. So yeah guys, let me know what ORAS OU Pokemon you think will end up UU in 7th Gen UU. I'm actually really interested to find out. Like I said, I really think Dragonite is really going to end up, I said really way too much in that sentence, but I think Dragonite is going to end up being UU this generation. If not, then I really think it's going to go up to BL. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Of course, make sure to hit that like button. One like can definitely go a long way. So thank you all for watching, guys. Later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, hoping. For real.